Good evening, children. Welcome to 6th standard social class. Today we are going to see a new lesson in history, UNIT-2, the post-Mauryan India. Before we start the lesson, we are going to see what are all the learning objectives in this lesson. First one, to acquire knowledge of the history of dynasties and kingdom that emerged after the breakup of the Mauryan Empire. Second point, to gain an understanding of the polity, society, economy, and culture of various kingdoms that were established in the south, north, and northwest of India. Last one, to become familiar with their contributions to early medieval India. These are all the important learning objectives we are going to see in this lesson. Introduction. The breakup of Mauryan Empire resulted in the invention of Sakas, Scythians, Parthians, Indo-Greeks or Bactrian Greeks and Kushanas from the northwest direction. Okay. So, in the south side, Satavahnas became independent after Ashoka's death. In the south side, Satavahnas they become independent after King Ashoka's death. There were Sanghas and Kanvas in the north, both Sanghas and Kanvas in the north before the emergence of Gupta dynasty. Cities, Kalinga declared their independence. So each and every kingdom they declared as a independent kingdom. Okay, next see northwest Indo-Greeks, Sakas, Parthians and Kushanas. North side Sanghas and Kanvas. Center post-Mauryan India. Downside that is south Satavahnas. So these are all the divisions of the different empires. Okay. Next one, sources. We are going to see what are all the archaeological sources. First one, inscriptions and copper plates. First one, Ayodhya inscription of Dana Deva. Second one, Persepolis Nakshi Rustam inscriptions. Third one, Moha, that is the copper plate inscription. Fourth one, Junagadh Girnar inscription. Fifth one, Nasik eulogy. Last one, inscription of Darius I. These are all the archaeological sources of post-Mauryan of India. Next one, coins. What are all the coins they used? Coins of Satavahnas. Coins of Satavahnas. Coins of Catphysis to Roman coins. These are all the evidences or sources for the post-Mauryan India. Next one, literary sources. Literary sources. What are all the literary sources? That is written sources. First one, Puranas. Puranas, Garhi Samhita, Harshasarida of Banabhata, Mahabhashya of Patanjali, Brihas Kada of Junadaya, Madhyamika Sutra of Nagarjuna, Buddha Sarida of Ashwahosha, Malavika Nimitra of Kalidasa. These are all the literary sources of post-Mauryan of India. Next one, foreign notice. Yuan Zhuang, the Chinese Buddhist monk and traveler. He also written some of the evidences. Okay. Next one, the Sanghas and Kanvas in the north. So in the Sanghas and Kanvas in the north India. First one, the Sanghas. The last Mauryan Empire. The last Mauryan Emperor Prihadratha was assassinated by his own general Pushyamitra Sangha. So the last emperor of Mauryan Emperor Brihadrata was assassinated by his own general Pushyamitra Sangha, who established his Sangha dynasty in Magadha. So Pushyamitra made Padaliputra as his capital. Okay. Next one, Pushyamitra's kingdom extended westward, that is west direction, to include Ujjain and Vidisha. Ujjain and Vidisha. He successfully repelled, repulsed the invention of Bactria king Menander, but Menander managed to keep Kabul and Sindh. Pushyamitra thwarted an attack from the Kalinga king Caravela. He also conquered Vidarbha. He was a staunch follower of Vedic religion. They followed Vedic religion. He performed two Ashwamedha yagnas, that is, horse sacrifices, to assert his imperial authority. During the Sangha period, stone was replaced by wood in the railings and the gateways of the Buddhist stupas as seen in Barhet and Sanji. First, they used stone to build the stupas. Okay, afterwards, so it changed into wood. Okay, next one, Pushyamitra was succeeded by his son Agnimitra. So after Pushyamitra, his son Agnimitra was a king. This Agnimitra is said to be the hero of Kalidasa's Malavika Nimitra. The drama also refers to the victory of Vashumitra, Agnimitra's son, over the Greeks on the banks of the Sindhu river. Okay, the weak successes of Sanghas constantly faced threats from the Indo-Bactrians and Indo-Parthians. The Sangha dynasty lasted for about 100 years. So, the Sangha dynasty lasted for about 100 years. The last Sangha king was Devabhuti. He was killed by his own minister Vasudeva Kanva. So Vasudeva established the rule of Kanva dynasty in Magadha. Okay, next one, importance of the Sangha period. What are all the importance in the Sangha period? The Sanghas played an important role in defeating the Gangetic Valley from the encroachments of Bactrian Greeks. So, the importance of the Sangha period, an important role in defeating the Gangetic Valley. So, they defeating the Gangetic Valley from the encroachment of the Bactrian Greeks. So, the Bactrian of Greeks, they defeat the Gangetic Valley. Pushyamitra and then his successors revered Vedic religious practices and promoted Vaishnavism. So they promoted Vaishnavism. After the Vedic religion, they promoted Vaishnavism. Sanskrit gradually gained ascendancy and became the court language. So gradually the Sanskrit language becomes the court language, that means official language. Okay. Patanjali, the second grammarian in Sanskrit, was patronized by Pushyamitra. Okay. Next one. Though Pushyamitra persecuted Buddhists during his reign, the Buddhist monuments at Borhet and Sanji were renovated and further improved. The expanded Great Stupa of Sanji and the railings which enclose it belong to the Sangha period. King Caravela of Kalinga was a contemporary of the Sanghas. We get information about Caravela from the Hadigamba inscription. So, they get information about Caravela, King Caravela of Kalinga from the Hadigamba inscription. So Hadigamba, elephant cave. This is the elephant cave inscription. Okay. Next one, the Kanvas. The Kanva dynasty produced four kings and the rule lasted only for 45 years. But Sangha period they ruled over 100 years. But the Kanva dynasty they ruled lasted only for 45 years. The history of Magadha after the fall of the Kanvas is devoid of any significance until the emergence of the Gupta dynasty. So, the Kanva rulers were the important Kanva rulers. First one Vasudeva, Bhumi Mitra, Narayana, Susarman. So, these four king was the famous king of Kanva dynasty. Okay. The last Kanva ruler, Susarman, was assassinated by his powerful feudatory chief Andhra named Simuka, who laid the foundation of the Satavahana dynasty. So, in the last Kanva ruler, that means King Susarman, assassinated by his powerful feudatory chief. That's a head of the team. Okay, Andhra named Simuka, who laid the foundation of the Satavahana dynasty. So Satavahanas in the south. Satavahanas in the south, the Kushanas in the north, and the Satavahanas in the south flourished for about 300 years and 450 years respectively. So, they south side they flourished about 300 years and for 450 years. Simuka, the founder of the Satavahana dynasty, is said to have ruled for 23 years. 23 years. His successor was his brother Krishna. The latter and his nephew Satakarni ruled for 10 years each, establishing an empire, controlling over a vast area stretching from Rajasthan in the northwest to Andhra in the southeast and from Gujarat in the west to Kalinga in the east. Satakarni is said to have performed two horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yagna, indicative of his imperial position. So, this is the coin of Satavahanas. So, this is the coin means horse. Okay. Next one. So, this is also the coins of Gautami Butra Satakarni. This is the coins. Okay. Contributions of Satavahanas. What are all the contributions during their period? First one, literature. The Satavahana king Hala was himself a great scholar of Sanskrit. So the Satavahana king Hala was himself a great scholar. Scholar means well-knowledged person of Sanskrit. Okay. The Gandhara school of Sanskrit flourished in the Deccan in 2nd century BC. Hala is famous as the author of Satasai, that is Sabdasati, 700 stanza in Pragrate. Okay, next one, art and architecture. The Satavahana rulers were great builders. They began constructing Buddhist stupas in Amaravati. So, the Satavahana rulers were great builders. They began constructing Buddhist stupa in Amaravati. Okay, a bronze statue of standing Buddha discovered in Oxio, an archaeological site in Vietnam, resembles the Amaravati style. The same in the Amaravati and the Vietnam, the Buddha statue is the same style, same method. The later Satavagna king issued lead or bronze coins depicting ships with two masts. A stone still discovered in Nakhon Batham in Thailand has the same design. Gandhara, Mathura, Amaravati, Bodh Gaya, Sanji, and Barhet were known for splendid monuments and art. Okay, the Mathura school of sculpture produced images and life-size statues of the Buddhist, Brahminical, and Jain deities. Okay, children, thank you.